Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Welcome to ACDT number 51. Today is September the 1st. Yeah, let's just get into it. The first item in the agenda is the Fusaka DevNet status update. I assume since there's no launch yet, I would like to focus on DevNet 3 status since that was the main issue last week. Do we have anyone from the ETH Panda Ops team who wants to chime in regarding DevNet 3?
Yep, I can give a quick update. So we had that unfinality test on devnet 3. We fortunately recovered from that, but right now we seem to struggle with finality again. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, question is are there any outstanding open points from client teams that are pending right now, or?
I can speak for Prism. So Prism has 3 downs node, one with Eragon, one with RES, and one with Nimbus ER. For RES and Eragon, we have both issue with execution payload, which are invalid from Prism point of view. Yes, it's basically not matching routes and invalid block. And so we are checking with RES and Eragon. And from Nimbus UL, I don't know, I didn't check. It's probably a memory issue with Nimbus ER. Yeah, that's all for Prism.
I think for Lighthouse, I haven't checked it since the weekend. I will check it out today, but we have made progress on a new sync algorithm, and I think we have ironed out almost all the edge cases. We have one or two more edge cases that we need to fix, but we know what they are. So we should have should probably be merging the new sync strategy onto our unstable zone. And yeah, I will look into the nodes that are offline right now. I haven't looked into those yet.
For Lodestar, we've made a lot of updates and progress towards our syncing, and things are looking very good. All of our nodes are synced. We just got a ref node that is optimistic, but we'll look into that and try to get that sorted.
Any other clients that want to chime in? Is Teku on the call that wants to give an update? Teku or Nimbus? All right. Okay, that's good to hear. The syncing issues are dissipating. Is there any other test that we want to do then in DevNet 3, or is it gonna be deprecated? Also, is there any plan on the dates for DevNet 5 so far?
I had a quick question on DevNet 3. It seems like we were doing really well up until middle of last week after we recovered from the forking and non-finality testing, and it seems like things are, just as a network, have kind of degraded. Was there something that triggered that? Like, did you guys run another test or like something that caused it so we could do some root cause analysis?
I think besides of the initial planned bug, there was no interruption since then. We've just tried syncing them, and I'm also not sure what's happening right now because we've lost finality again half an hour ago.
I have another request for DevNet 3. once we've recovered from the current non-finality, like before we shut down the devnet, like can we have like a planned uh, similar uh, for chain split kind of thing that you guys did last week, so that and like let us know beforehand when you're planning to do that, so that we can sort of monitor our nodes and uh, see in real time like how they are doing. Like last time when you did that, uh, we we went around to like check the nodes while it was in the chain split stage. So if you could give us a heads up before you do that next time, that'd be really helpful, because yeah, we could check the logs and metrics during the chain split, and those would actually give us a few helpful uh yeah, it would be helpful for us to look at them while that is happening.
Yep, that totally makes sense. We also plan to redo that chain split test because, yeah, once everyone has merged in their fixes, we want to retry it if it has any positive effect or not. So yeah, we'll give you a heads up before we start next time.
APK, so one question on that is the plan is to reproduce it on devnet 5. Is that correct? Or are you guys planning on reproducing it again in devnet 3?
I think once devnet 3 is fine again, we can also reproduce it on devnet 3 again, just to see if the improvements had any positive effect or not. Devnet 5 will be a lot bigger. It probably makes sense to add that test there too. But yeah, to be decided, I guess.
Excellent. Thanks so much. All right. Any other comments on devnet 3? As far as I understand, the plan right now is to keep monitoring devnet 3 until things get better, and we regain finality again, and then we can decide on devnet 5. Or do you guys have plans for this week for devnet 5, or is that pending? PK, do you know?
It will probably be next week when everyone has their releases ready. Or at least the fixes merged in.
Makes sense. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thank you. So the next topic was syncing issues, but I think Lodestar, your guys already chimed in on the topic, and also Lighthouse. Is there any other findings regarding syncing that any other teams stumbled upon or got the opportunity to analyze on last week?
We did have some findings, but I actually I agree with Pawan that when we do the non-finality or before we shut down DevNet 3, it'll be great to do that chain fork type test again, so that we can monitor it as it's going. Because it'd be really good to see how things diverge and how our algorithm is actually picking it back up.
Got it. Yeah, of course. Excellent. Thanks. Any other comments regarding devnet 3 syncing from clients? From the execution clients, was there any findings during the non-finality test that anybody wants to share? All right, no comment. So I guess everything went fine there. All right. Yeah, if there's no further comments on devnet 5, I'm sorry, devnet 3, we can jump into the next topic. And just to reiterate, devnet 5 would be probably be launching next week. So we should be good there, and we are gonna discuss that in the next week's call. All right, great. The next, oh yeah, and one comment from PK is that he's going to monitor the 3 nodes, if I understand correctly, in regards of the non-finality that is currently happening. And yeah, we're gonna redo the split chain again on devnet 3 with a prior notice. Good. All right. And next topic is gas limit testing updates. I think Camille is the main person here. Do you want to give an update on this?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, cool. So last week we worked quite a lot on making sure that we are able to test stateful scenarios on top of any existing database and existing chain. So yeah, we have some successes here. So basically, I'm able to use EST execute and start any EL client on top of any network, but in some isolated way that I can run execute, consume all of the transactions which are being produced by EST, and wrap them as a new blocks and basically record all of the usage and record all of the new payloads. So this opens a doors for all of these stateful scenarios which we want to execute, want to try out, like SEN, etc., and see how it performs, and we will be able to execute that on top of bloatnet as well to see how it degrades on bigger state. So yes, right now working with Joachim on that. Joachim is still writing a new scenario in EST, which will be mainnet specific, and I will be working on the generation of tests. Also, like the EST integration is there, I just need to polish a few things and make a documentation, and I will merge it from this week. So by default, gas benchmarks will be utilizing the EST scenarios. And yes, we'll not focus a lot on compute scenarios anymore. Rather, we'll start switching to the stateful scenarios just to see how it works on top of mainnet. And of course, I will execute all of the compute scenarios on mainnet state as well, just to see if this is getting much affected, but not expecting like a huge difference. So yeah, on that, and today I got some questions from Bezu team about how to run the EST test because they had some issues with that. Hopefully this is moving forward right now, so Bezu team can check the current bottlenecks on their side.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I can talk about that issue. Thanks, Camille. So yeah, I could actually once specify in the good Genesis file to run all the tests. It took some time, but now I got all the results and could reproduce the issues. But yeah, we have someone working on improving different arithmetic opcodes, like mod, mul mod, but we just need to take some time to test them because it's like a new implementation, so we just need to have good tests and then we can go forward.
Yeah, I think someone from your team reached out to see which tests they should be running. I think a combination of Ethereum tests and the latest release from EEST would be the sanest and safest way to go. We are also preparing a new release from EEST. It's probably gonna come out this week, and it should contain basically everything that you need to get full coverage if you want to fully test your new implementation. But yeah, we'll reach out to you guys when that happens.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Anything else here on the topic that gas limit? Do we want to go into the discussion about 60 million at the moment?
Yeah, so as we discussed probably last week and last weeks in general, 60 million can be considered only if you have fixes from Bezu, some decisions and fixes from GAP about Modex improvements before Fusaka, And before Fusaka will need to analyze them. And once we'll have some outputs from stateful testing, then we can make some further decision about 60. So like 3 points. Once we'll solve all of this, we can start considering rolling out 60.
Excellent. All right. Yeah. Cool. On the Modex issue from Get, is there anything that you guys need from anyone to proceed on this, or are we good? Or
There's nothing needed. We are slowly working our way through it. We have a PR that improves the gas computation, which should give us between like 2 and 10% improvement. And then the bigger thing is to actually have actually upstream our stuff to the Go standard library. This is just a longer process. This is a priority for me, so I will update next week about concretely when and how we can move forward with this.
sounds good. Thank you. All right. Yeah, that seems about it. Cool. So should we move to the next topic? The next one is Glamsterdam testing updates, specifically EPBS and block level access lists. I see Tony on the call, or anyone else who wants to give an update on block level access list.
Yeah, no real updates from my side. Maybe if Felipe is on the call, he might have more insights into how we are doing on the testing side. Or Rahul.
Yeah, I can give a quick update. The spec side is cleaned up and passing CI, and the testing side is also talking to it. I think because we're merging both of those code bases, it's kind of waiting for a little bit, but it's pretty good to go right now.
Awesome, thank you. Great. And on EPBS, is there anything that we have to discuss today? That anybody wants to bring up?
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Yep.
Yeah, so this is Terrence. Sorry, my display name is messed up. I guess one thing to give an update on is that like we have been working on spec tests on the consensus spec repo. So that's on the new upgrade name, Glorious. I don't know how to pronounce it. But we have spec tests for SSD test vectors and stuff, and then all the block operations are there, and then EPOB processing. So as you implement the new spec, you could also like add the spec test. There are a few bugs here and there, which I won't be specific on the bugs. But yeah, if you have any questions, just ping me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and talking about consensus specs, I forgot to mention there is a new release. I remember there was a consensus issue talked about this last week on this call. So I assume that the new test vector is included in this new release. I'm gonna link it right now. Yeah, I don't have more info on this, but please check out the release notes and just make sure that everything's there. Unless there's anyone here to chime in on details of that. But I don't see anyone, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. There's a new release. Please check it out for consensus specs. Cool. All right, and the last topic I have here is Sunnyside Labs testnet. Is there anything that anyone from Sunnyside wants to chime in? If not, that's okay. No. Okay.
Yeah, hi. Nothing really particular this week. We will be starting to prepare for the devnet 5 if we are going to launch it early next week. And continue testing in between.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. That was everything in the agenda today. Is there any topic that needs to be raised? Anybody wants to talk about? Otherwise, I think the priority right now is trying to fix the finality situation in devnet 3 and debug further syncing. If possible, we're gonna retry to do the finalization test once we have finality again, and then we can talk next week about devnet 5, if that's okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's everything for this week. Quick call. Thanks everyone for joining. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.